Live. This is One for the Record. I'm Diana, and today is Tuesday evening, and here's your update for today. It's May 1st, 2012. Let's go to the Extinction Protocol. Let's see. 2012. And my goodness. Alrighty. Let's move up here. Economic refugees fleeing Spain. Why we should worry Spain's economic pain. Let's close this, make it faster. Let's see. Also, Indonesia's Mount Merapi volcano entering preparation stage before an eruption. Also, Indonesia's Mount Lokan volcano erupts again today. Excuse me. Slight increase in tremors and ash emissions at Ecuador's Tungurahua volcano. We have an earthquake in Mexico. 5.7 magnitude shakes buildings in Mexico City. .6 magnitude earthquake strikes near Chiapas, Mexico. Los Angeles, California. An ongoing swarm of small earthquakes are rattling homes and nerves in the Inland Empire. And that's out by Devore. And they're saying, I guess they're expecting the San Andreas Fault in Southern California, the big one, might be gearing up. And that was just in. So they just posted it. It wasn't there a minute ago. Okay, that's it for the Extinction Protocol. Heads up, California. Heads up. Have your water ready. Have your batteries ready. Make sure you even have a shovel in the house somewhere in case you got to dig your way out. You know? Just make sure you got plenty of canned food. Put stuff in your car, too. Have a bunch of stuff in the trunk of your car, like a blanket. Have your go bag ready. Just get stuff ready over there in California. Okay, let's see if I can get to the top and get rid of this one. Here we go. Let's see what else we got going on here. Alright, so that's probably going to pop up on one of these other ones too. But that was just in. That wasn't there a second ago. Alright, let's go into SOT.net. Earth changes. India ferry capsizes due to heavy rain and winds. 103 dead, 100 missing. Again, about the this one says 5.7 Michoacan, Mexico. That might be a different one. Oh, yes. Yeah, it is a different one because here's a 6.0 offshore Chiapas, Mexico. I think that's it. Motorcycle washed up in British Columbia, may be Japanese tsunami debris. So part of it might be coming in now. I thought there was already ghost ships and a buoy, and someone said there was a baseball that came in. They actually tracked it down to the kid who owned it and returned it to him. Okay, let's go on. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's go on to the Watchers. Okay, lightning kills 26 people in India. And I think that's the only new one. Yeah, that's the only new one. Oh, here's a violent tornado near Toulouse, France. White Sands dust storm, and that's in New Mexico. Well, I guess there was a couple other things. And again, I'll read this one again. Vaccines have been based on medical fraud for over 100 years. Wow. Okay, so that's done with the Watchers. Now, let's go on to the big one. Poor Maxie's sleeping. Let's see. Japan, Fukushima. We'll go into that one first. Now we're going into the E&E News, which is the energy news. Just in, coalition requests UN intervention to stabilize spent fuel pool number 4 at Fukushima, endorsed by nuclear experts. Report TEPCO taking vacation from Fukushima for week-long holiday. Guess what that means? Maybe they're all running away from it now. Something's going on this week. Let's keep an eye on spent fuel pool number 4. Let's keep an eye on it since they're disappearing over there for a week. They probably know something that everybody else doesn't. Okay? So, Asahi. Fukushima chief Yoshida felt explosion occurred in the containment vessel at reactor number 2, yet none of 4 special investigations have explained why it will only hold 2 feet of water. Hydrogen levels continue rising at reactor number 2, now above 0.50%, highest in months. Explosion risk at 4%. Japanese musicians film as children play barefoot in elevated radiation levels. Gawker. Anonymous interview. This is yesterday. Medical doctors working in Fukushima say lots of people are dying, bleeding, losing hair, and having a bad health condition. This is also from yesterday. Japan physicians demand answers. 90% of urine samples contaminated with cesium in city 200 kilometers from Fukushima. Fukushima government, over 35% of young people tested have thyroid cysts or nodules. Nuclear expert. All it takes is coolant to stop circulating at spent fuel pool number 4 for extensive fuel damage to occur. Doesn't have to leak, crack, or fall for fuel to overheat. Okay. Photographer. X-ray-like images show how radioactivity has spread throughout bodies of Fukushima wildlife. Okay. Now that was Fukushima on the energy news. Let's go into the U.S. Canada. And I'll say it again. If you're going to use radiation, because it's so deadly as a weapon, it doesn't belong near your citizens. let me say it again, real slow, so maybe the scientists and the governments understand that if you're using radiation for weapons, if it's used as weaponry, then why the hell is it in your what the hell is going on? Why do you have nuclear why are you heating water with radiation from nuclear rods, spent fuel rods, and some that aren't spent? Why? Why is that near your populations? Come on now. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. Obviously, it's used as a weapon. Why do you have your citizens live by something that is a destructive weapon? It doesn't make sense. Or do you realize? Do you realize with the dumb downing of some of the populations that maybe you too have been dumbed down? Come on now. what what the hell's going on? I don't want to be rude. I'm just trying to wake everybody up on the fact that that is not protecting your citizens if you're the government. I thought the government's job is to protect their citizens, even your wealthy and elite people. You know, if you're getting your energy from uh, radioactive rods, what is that? And you don't think you're not gonna suffer yourself with the consequences? It's like this is like out of the Bible, you know? This really is. We're self-destructing like the lemmings that jump off the sides of the cliff. Do you understand? I don't understand. What logical thing, what consultants do you have that tell you it's okay? It's not okay. Fix it now. Get it off the planet. We have the technology to get it off the planet. You can't just bury it and hope that the next generation doesn't get affected. Oh, it's only about 2, 3 more generations. No, I've told you again. And does this make sense? Natural selection will take us out. If we're destroying the planet will protect itself. Don't you know that? This is horrible. This is really horrible. And all you groups out there that say that you're for humanity, what the hell do you have nuclear plants in our by your citizens? It doesn't make any sense. And it's destroying the whole environment of the whole planet. You know, it makes me so angry. So angry. You know, at least if I was a billionaire, I'd spend my money on getting it stopped. You know? I don't want to live underground. I don't want to have to go to an off-world platform. I don't want to have to go to Mars and live under a dome. Obviously, you think that we have enough time to move to another planet. No, we don't. Here's another theory of mine, though. I'm going to give you one more theory before I move on from this subject. I remember seeing a horror movie a long time ago, and it took place in South America, and our environment was being changed. Don't know the name of it, but the people's legs were like backwards or something. But they were aliens. This is another Diana theory. From what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing the depopulation of everything, anything like the junk in the water, the food. Our climate is changing. They're heating it up with radiation. They're just letting it go. How do we know that we have not been infiltrated by some type of evil alien race that looks like us? And they've taken over and they're depopulating us. I want you to really think about that. If they're poisoning our food, they're poisoning our water, they're poisoning the air, they're poisoning the sea, they're not stopping it. Do you understand? They're letting it rip roar, let it go. Maybe because they are immune. Maybe they're like the roach people. The roach people have taken over because they are not affected at all by, radiation. It could be in your microwave running around. They're not affected. So, that is my theory, is that yes, there is an alien invasion, because obviously, if there was common sense, this wouldn't be happening unless it's done on purpose. And if it's done on purpose and you see UFOs in the sky and you see all kinds of weird stuff going on, and they are chemtrailing the atmosphere, changing it like in War of the Worlds. Do you remember that? They're changing it all. It's just a possibility. I mean, give me some other theory. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong we're not being depopularized. Prove me wrong they're purposely poisoning everything, the oceans, the water. Obviously, they're making way like somewhere down the line that happened to the dinosaurs. It's happening to us. We're being depopularized so that the next civilization can take over. Because obviously they're immune to all this stuff. Is that what's really going on? Alrighty then. It's just a heads up thought, because I don't see any other logical explanation of all this DNA changing, all this messing around and crossbreeding of animals and crossbreeding plants with animals, insects, messing with everything's genetics. On top of that, something's going on, and it's not from this world. Alright? Because if it was, these people would be in jail. They wouldn't be in control. Unless they're from somewhere else. Maybe they're from hell. That might be another option. There's another option. Maybe these are all demons, and they must be dealt with as such. Because something is not right with all of this. So you got a choice of the Bible, and these are all demons here to destroy humanity, or they are aliens and they look like us and they've taken over. That's the only two logical theories, because normally humans have self-preservation. This is total destruction of our planet and our ecosystem and our biosphere. So I want you to think about that, because I'm looking at all the facts, and I'm adding it all up, and if it doesn't make sense. But those two theories, you prove me wrong with my anti-hypothesis. Okay? You go ahead and prove me wrong. But there is something really wrong. Now, moving on. I'm sorry for that rant. It's just pissing me off reading this crap. Aliens have controlled, or demons have controlled, it's the only two I can choose from, have taken over, also letting the news out so everyone would know. Growing outrage over Washington Post editorial. Thousands are suffering and countless more will die as a result of exposure to Fukushima radiation. Contamination is widespread and growing. NBC, Jay Leno on nuclear leak at San Onofre. Okay, and there's a video on that. Emergency declared at New Jersey nuclear plant. Multiple fire alarms sound after reactor shuts down. Tests were occurring on emergency cooling system. Cause remains under investigation. That's what happened to Chernobyl. Wasn't it a test that they were running? That's what happened at Chernobyl. Man, better check it out. Check it out. Heads up. Gunderson reveals how to shut down nuclear industry. And there's a video, so if I can find that video, I'll attach a bunch of Gunderson videos for you guys. I just can't speak on them and then attach a bunch of videos because the video editor does not, if you report separately from what you're uploading as video attachments, all of a sudden they can't hear you. You have to really turn the sound up on an upload. Can't mix an upload with whatever that's called, the CC, whatever, the Commons. You can't mix it because then you don't have any volume. Let me see. Nuclear engineer Fort Calhoun nuclear plant likely would have melted down if operators were not forced by NRC to make enhancements before major flooding. Oh, okay. LA Daily News column. Radioactive kelp is California's most underreported story of the spring. It's been somewhat radioactive off and on for months. All right. Let's go back. We're going to go back on the 28th now. Revelations on nuclear plants sound warning. Harvard study reveals large-scale radiation releases just outside major U.S. city that lasted for decades. Surely this could not have happened, but apparently it did. Incredible. Let's go to the world. We'll just look in the world now. Go around the world. Eye-opener. Under 3% of children exposed to Chernobyl radiation while in the womb were diagnosed as healthy at age 7. And that's Asahi. A most unusual event. Birds returning from Fukushima area with troubling symptoms appear to not have been able to find food in North Pacific. I've never seen birds in that poor of condition come back to New Zealand. You better keep those birds out of New Zealand. Probably you better test them too. 33% of prize bird species disappears after summer near Fukushima. Those making it back were in a poor condition, says New Zealand government researcher. TV. No chance of removing melted nuclear fuel from reactor at Chernobyl. Hundreds of times above airborne radiation limit while digging nearby. See, that hasn't even stopped yet. Because people haven't learned. It's used as a weapon to kill people. You know, it's used as a weapon to kill people. So let's just store it right by everyone's houses, even their own. Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. Sorry for the rant. That's all the news for today. My next one will probably be a bunch of cool videos. Alrighty then. And that's it for today. It's Tuesday. It's 2 days down. And it's 3 to go before the weekend. See how fast it goes by when I count it down? Amazing. Alrighty then. I'm sorry. I'm going live or I would edit this out. I usually just publish this. You take care. And I'll see you again tomorrow on the flip side.